everyone? Zeddy here again with another Showdown in the Badlands card review. We have some costed warrior cards. It is a bomb legendary where you're literally going to blow up your opponent's cards, as well as some excavate cards and all sorts of stuff. We're gonna be reviewing that. If you want to win these cards, we have 2 regular pre-orders, 2 mega bundles I'm giving away out of my pocket. All you have to do to enter that giveaway, like and comment in the video, linked in the description below, the one we're looking at right here. Be subscribed to the channel, and if we hit 75,000 subscribers by the end of BlizzCon, I will add another mega bundle. Only 2 days left to enter that, so hit that sub button, make me go broke. So let's take a look at the warrior cards that don't start off too amazingly well. We have the Blast Charge, a 3-mana spell. Destroy a damaged enemy minion. It's execute for 3 mana. Exciting. However, you excavate a treasure, so you'll get, you know, that common, that rare, that epic treasure reward that's random, or the legendary payoff, which we still do not know. This was not announced in this, so I'm guessing tomorrow at BlizzCon there's still a warrior excavate legendary, there's still a regular warrior legendary, I believe, and there's typically been a payoff card where if you play 2 excavate cards, you get an upside on that. We don't know any of those. So we don't know that, but we do know the 2 excavate cards, this being one of them. It's not amazing, it's not great. You're solely gonna run this if you want to excavate, and it's hard to evaluate that based on we don't know what the payoffs or the legendary will be, but so far all of them have been insane for all the classes pretty much. I'll give it a 3. It'll see play to excavate, but overall, yeah, it's pretty expensive. Execute got nerfed to 2 mana and saw very little play after that, and it got reverted back to 1. Still sees very little play, but excavate is, I think, a very powerful keyword, and it will be relevant regardless if this card doesn't look that amazing. And I guess another downside to it is if there's not a damaged enemy minion, you can't even excavate, right? It has to kill an enemy minion. So 3 in standard, a 1 in wild where I don't think it has a shot, and then the other one, which is like, oh man, why is it only 6 armor? 3 mana, reinforced plating, 3 mana, gain 6 armor, excavate a treasure. So you can just play this and excavate. I guess it's fine, but for 3 mana, I guess they don't want to give you 8 because they already have the tradable spell, but we power creep everything anyways. Make it like 2 mana, gain 6 armor. I don't know. Regardless, I'm going to be at the same evaluation as the prior card, where I feel like, yeah, it probably sees play because I do want to excavate, and I get some life gain. Maybe it goes into like an excavate Odin warrior where you just have all the armor stuff going together. It could be its own thing. It'll be really interesting to see. Maybe it's just like a really grindy warrior, control warrior deck with value, but again, we don't know the payoffs, which is like, come on, Blizzard, let us know. We'll know tomorrow, but until then, it's like, yeah, how do we evaluate it that well? But still, I'll give it a 3 in standard, a 1 in wild, where you're not even going to play this to try and get your Odin, armor there, where it's a lot more, you've got 2 mana, gain 10, and plus you want to play even cards anyways. I guess you could go odd. You could go odd excavate so far with double 3, and maybe the payoff card we'll see tomorrow. Maybe that'll be odd. Maybe you'll want to do that because the legendary, although it costs 4, you generate it, so it doesn't really matter. So yeah, a card to look out for in standard. Again, just feels like, I'm not super excited to play 3 mana gain 6 or 3 mana execute, but I think I might just anyways, just because excavate. They obviously value it very highly. We have like the freezing potion style of card for mage that costs 2 mana. It looks extremely powerful. So them bumping the mana cost on a lot of this stuff kind of indicates, yeah, it's probably pretty powerful, except Rogue just gets it for like 1 mana and 4 mana, like triple over, but it's Rogue. They just get everything always. Anyways, the next card, not excavate. It's a bit of a misfire though. A 2 mana epic spell. I do like the art. The art's pretty cool. Misfire, epic spell. It deals 3, 2, and 1 damage to random minions. So 2 mana, deal 6. It's kind of reminiscent of what I can't remember what it was. It's like 2 mana, deal 5 to random minions, period. It was just you did 1 increment every time. This is 3, 2, and 1 to random minions. That can be your own, so you can play it and maybe you like damage your own stuff, an Acolyte of Pain, whatever. But it also has quick draw. Choose the target. So you'll be able to pick and point, you know, the 3, the 2, then the 1. So that's pretty cool. I imagine it goes in that order, well, where it'll deal 3, 2, and then 1, right? So I don't know if it'll like can get through a death rattle possibly if it works like that. A lot of these cards sometimes will work that way. I don't know. But for 2 mana, dealing 6 to random minions, especially in a slower defensive deck, is great. And the quick draw is just an added bonus possibly. I think it's a pretty good removal spell. It could see play. It could be worked, again, like I said, in rage strategies where you want to damage your own stuff. That can be really good. Again, I think it's a solid card. I'll give it a 3 out of 5 in standard. I'll give it a 3 out of 5 in wild, where you probably play this in like an even warrior. It's just good removal to play in those decks. Like that. Again, I can't think of the name. The 2 mana. I think of Minefield probably. That card already sees play in even warrior, and you might argue this is just better in some ways. So I could see this slotting into wild decks as well. Absolutely has a chance in even warrior. And then lastly, we have the legendary card that is the absolute bomb. This is going to start so many Reddit threads. I'm telling you right now, there are going to be so many Reddit threads on this card, whether it's good or bad. Someone's going to lose to it. They're going to start a Reddit thread. It is the Boom Boss Thogrun. At 8 mana, 7/7 minion. That's it, an 8 mana 7/7. What does it do? Battle Cry. Shuffle 3 TNTs into your deck. When drawn, blow up a card, any card in the enemy hand, deck, and battlefield. So they're holding a card. It could be gone. You could blow up something in their deck and also destroy a minion. It's basically patchwork, right? That's what I'm thinking here. And it's a card. So I think this might actually be able to disrupt locations possibly, or could this actually hit a dormant seed? Probably not. Those have always been completely uninteractable, but isn't it kind of a card? I guess it's not really a card, but maybe it hits a location, a minion. I guess that's kind of what you're thinking, and destroys 3 cards. That is some serious disruption. And yeah, it looks like this. It is a cast when drawn spell. 6 mana for whatever that's worth if you want to try and manipulate, I don't know, Spiteful Summoner synergies. But yeah, cast with draw, destroy a random card in your opponent's hand, deck, and battlefield. I assume it can't hit those dormant things, those you know, the things that summon imps or that are going to give you infinite dragons, but I think pretty much anything else it can destroy, especially in your hand. It's a card, in your deck, a card, and if it's on the battlefield, it's got to be a minion or a location, unless you guys can think of something else for me. But how good is this? Incredibly slow, right? It's an 8 mana 7/7, do nothing. That is tough. And if you play warrior, you know, a lot of times it's hard to get Odin down and then you win the game after. You play this card, you don't necessarily win the game after, right? Like, it's just there. You have to draw these TNTs and then they have to be impactful. There are ways to tutor them out currently in standard. Got like that 3 mana 3/3 Beast, I believe, that draws a card from your deck that didn't start there. And if you're not facing Plague Death Knight and like this is your only card you shuffled in, you can start ripping through TNTs that way and blowing up your opponent's deck, battlefield, their hand. Really thematic, really cool. Again, it's going to start Reddit threads. I just have no idea how good it is. It's so expensive and again, very slow, and it doesn't just win the game. Some matchups is completely useless, whereas a card like Odin, there's situations where pretty much any matchup, it can be good at some point because it gives you lethality. It can end the game. This doesn't. I'll give it a 3 out of 5 in standard. Maybe you played an Odin Warrior in Wild. I don't know. Maybe a 3 out of 5 there. But like, it also could be just complete garbage where it's way too slow and this just doesn't do enough other than, again, start Reddit threads, which I fully expect. But I think it could see play. You know, warriors can be armor gainy, grindy, and this can help you just blow your opponent's stuff up and maybe help with their bad matchups, like a control priest where they blow up the infinite spell card in their opponent's hand. If that works, which I think it should, that could be a thing. So look out for that card. Let me know what you guys think. And tomorrow should be the last day of reveals. BlizzCon. There's 2 different times allocated for it. I'll be watching. I'll be making videos as soon as I have news for you. And then we'll know all the cards and we can do our tier list and have some fun and start giving away packs and stuff too. So let me know what you guys think about the cards in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Have a great day and stay salty, my friends.